everyone, my name is Marie, welcome to my channel and welcome to another speed build. So for today's video, I'm working on a build in Solani. I am very much in my Solani era right now because it's the springtime and I'm getting excited for the summertime. And that's when I will start to revisit Solani and do builds here. And I'm just very excited about this build as well. Today's build is a family home and it's a one-story house, which is something I just felt very inspired to do for some reason. I had this clear vision in my mind of the type of house that I wanted to do, and it's loosely inspired by the plantation style, I think is what it's called, that you see in Hawaii. And so that was kind of like the inspiration, or like I was scrolling through Pinterest and inspiration hit me when I saw these types of houses. So it's loosely inspired by it. So I'm not claiming it to be a specific style. It's mostly just a modern house, a modern one-story family home. It's very wide, it's pretty big. As you can see, it consists of actually two separate little buildings that are connected through the roof. Then the biggest area of the house, like on the right side, is the area where we have the main like common areas, the living room, the kitchen, dining, also a bedroom and an office with a Murphy bed in there for an extra bedroom. And then in the smaller section of the build, basically, we have the main bedroom area, basically. The one bedroom that is in the main part of the house, I was thinking would be an extra bedroom for the grandparents to use. So this house has, let me count, I think four and a half bedrooms total. Actually 5 bedrooms. It has 5 bedrooms, but one of them is the office with a Murphy bed. So that is not a, it's just an extra bedroom for whenever there are extra people over and you need an extra bed or an extra place to sleep, then you can use the Murphy bed in the office space. But for this house, I actually furnished it for 2 parents. They have the main bedroom with an ensuite and stuff. We have 1 teenager, we have 1 child, and then we have 1 extra bedroom that I was thinking could be for the grandparents. And I was thinking that the grandparents would visit a lot. Maybe even like half of the year they would stay here. I was thinking they probably don't live here in Solani, but they do come over here a lot because their family lives here. So they probably spend half the year here in Solani with their family, and they'll use the extra bedroom. And then the rest of the year, maybe they are in wherever they are from. Maybe they're from like San Myshuno, or maybe even from Mount Kamarebi, like the complete opposite, like the snowy area. Maybe they're from there originally. And then the family decided to move here. I was actually kind of inspired by a lot of you guys probably know them, but there is this very popular YouTube channel. They're called Mr. Kate. I think a lot of you will know what I'm talking about. Mr. Kate is it's basically a YouTube channel. They do room makeovers, like I was gonna say house renovations, but that's not really what they're doing. They mostly renovate spaces. So like people's rooms, they do home or like room makeovers for people, stuff like that. They recently, or actually, yeah, some time ago, but pretty recently, moved to Hawaii, and they bought this enormous house. It looks so cool, and basically it just needed it needs to be gutted, and they need to renovate it, and that is what they're doing. And they actually hadn't posted in a while, and then the other day, I think it was last week, they posted because they do videos on their renovations in Hawaii as well, which is super interesting to watch if you haven't watched it and if you're interested in something like that. Mr. Kate, you probably know them. If not, go look them up on YouTube. You'll find them right away. They're very popular. They're not even just a YouTube channel at this point, they're just an entire brand. But yeah, they're really cool, and I was kind of slightly inspired by that because last week they uploaded a video again, and we got just a little bit of a look at their house and stuff again, and I was just feeling very inspired by the whole like project of buying a house in Hawaii and then like renovating it from the ground up. Like that sort of a thing is what I was feeling very inspired by to build something here in Solani. So I was definitely thinking that these people living, or these Sims living in this house, they bought this place when it was basically just, just a dump. Like it needed to be just renovated from the ground up, and that is what they did, and that is now finished. So that probably took years. but it is now finished and everything is nice and modern and just, you know, like newly done, but it still definitely has some like traditional aspects to it as well, because that's really what I wanted. I wanted it to be very cozy, nicely renovated and modern, but still like very cozy. So I guess I would call the style of this, mostly the interior, I guess I would call that like cozy modern, because it definitely has some traditional aspects to it. But most of the furniture items are brand new or refurbished, just not in a very you know, contemporary style, if that makes sense. So yeah, just cozy modern, definitely new pieces or refurbished pieces, but also has some traditional touches to it still. I use a lot of the Island Living furniture pieces for this build. Actually, I also use a lot of Jungle Adventure, which I feel like is very nice to combine these two packs. Like the stuff from these packs it goes very nicely together. And then for the landscaping, I try to just kind of mimic what I could see around in the world. That's usually what I go for here in Sulani. It tends to be a little bit difficult. If you don't try and copy the stuff that you see around, it might look a little off, you know, like, so I try to really blend it together and make it go together seamlessly. And I think I succeeded. It is pretty lush because I am building on one of these lots, as you can see, that is not directly connected to the water. So it's one of the more greener lots that isn't entirely on the beach. It's not at all on the beach, actually, it's just on grass in this very like lush area of the world as well. So that's kind of what I was trying to mimic. Very overgrown, but well kept, if that makes sense. And yeah, also what I also always like to do for builds in Sulani is trying to go a little bit more colorful. That's a little bit out of my comfort zone. I like my neutrals. I will play around with color from time to time, but just like muted colors that could still go for neutral, but also adds a little bit of a splash of color to your house. You know, like that is really my vibe. That's what I like. But whenever I'm building here in Sulani, I usually like to try to play around with colors, mostly turquoise. As you can see here, I use this tile from a Jungle Adventure in this turquoise type of color that just really matches so nicely with the color of the ocean. I know it's odd, but in The Sims, these things it just is pleasing to the eyes, if that makes sense. So that is what I went with for this build. And then I used a lot of turquoise throughout this build, actually, as a little bit of an accent color. And then I tried to go for a lot of beachy colors, so light woods, but also some dark woods. I really tried to create some contrast that way, and just lots of plants. It's very green. And because this is in Sulani, I was thinking that this would most definitely be like indoor-outdoor living, if that makes sense. They probably spend a lot of their time outside. So they do have like all the indoor spaces and stuff, and everything is properly closed off. But I also didn't feel awkward using the bifold doors, like the glass bifold doors that came with the Desert Lux kit that are open by default. They're basically archways, but they're very pretty. Sometimes I feel a little bit just awkward placing those doors on houses, like going from the outside to the inside, because you can't close them. They're just always open. So whenever it's like wintertime and snowing, that's a little bit unrealistic. You want to close them. But I don't feel as awkward using them here in Sulani because it's nice weather all the time. I mean, sometimes it storms, sometimes it rains, but that's fine. Whenever that happens, you can just pretend they're closed or something. I don't know. But most of the time, like 90% of the time, the weather is amazing in this world. And if you don't have seasons, you don't even have to think about that at all. But if you do have seasons, the weather is nice here all the time, basically. So I just really enjoy using those bifold doors to kind of create the open, like indoor-outdoor living type of style. I didn't use them here, though. You could swatch them or you could switch them out for those ones. But I also used a couple of the Island Living glass sliding doors throughout this build as well. But we have a lot of like little side areas here, like little porches, what I use them for. And here you can see in the living room, I continued with that turquoisey color. I love the turquoise colored couch from the Growing Together pack. I felt like it went really, really nicely. I felt like it combined just really well with the Sulani or Island Living stuff. I know they're not supposed to go together at all. Maybe not. And I I don't know. I don't think they are supposed to go together, but they do look really, really good together. I feel like they're very versatile. So that made me very, very happy. I guess these couches, you can just combine them with lots of different types of styles, I feel like, and this also kind of works. So here in the living room, we also have this nice piano. We have the seating area that I just completely talked over. That was a loud noise coming from the living room. That's fine. And then here we have a dining table as well. I also placed a piano in here for a little skill building item. I thought that was cute. And for the rest, you may be able to tell that this house isn't extremely cluttered. I did use a lot of plants, and I placed some bookshelves, and I cluttered up like the coffee table surfaces and things. I was most definitely trying to make it look lived in and cozy and like a family home, because it is a family home. So that's what I tried to achieve, but it's not too cluttered at the same time, because I knew this build would take me a gazillion hours if I were to clutter up every single space to a T, because it's a very big house. The spaces are pretty big. The rooms are big, so it would take me forever. But yeah, here we have a little entryway that I just completely talked over as well. I just merged together 3 of the dressers. I thought 3 of those dressers together it looks like just a big unit, basically. I'm talking about the tall dressers from the Growing Together pack. Those go very, very nicely with this style of house and this type of world as well, because it has some wicker aspects to it. I don't know if it's called wicker, but it kind of looks like wicker, so that's what we're going for. And then here we have the kitchen, and I used, again, these very beautiful turquoisey tiles in the kitchen. And I'm also using Jungle Adventure counters in here. It's been a while since I've used them, and they just go so well. If you're building in Solani and you're going for something more modern, but not like contemporary modern, which is a style that actually came with this pack. But if you want to do something modern that's more on the rustic side of things, then the stuff from Jungle Adventure is just perfect for that. So yeah, that's kind of what I went crazy with. The kitchen is nice and cluttered, but not overly so. I definitely placed a bunch of knickknacks because, I don't know, I was imagining that the grandparents would be staying here right now as well. And so we definitely have a whole bunch of Sims in this house. That would be parents is 2, kid, teenager, and then grandparents would be 6 Sims total. So that is a pretty full household, if you ask me. And then there's room for 2 more Sims with the bunk bed or with the Murphy bed. But that being said, I did place the Murphy bed against the wall. Wow. That was a difficult word for me to think of for a second. I placed it against the wall. So if scooting works, which it should, you can have 2 Sims, but it's easier to just have 1 Sim in there. And then I think this is the only bathroom that I recorded. This is the whole bathroom off of the kitchen. And it's the biggest bathroom of the house. The rest of the bathrooms are more just cramped and small and just more standard. And I didn't record them because that would be a little bit too repetitive. But this is the hall bathroom in this area of the house. So basically like the main hall bathroom for everyone to use during the day, I guess, if you're spending time in the living room, kitchen, stuff like that. Then we have, in this part of the house, we also have a Jack and Jill bathroom between the grandparents' extra bedroom and the office extra bedroom. There's a Jack and Jill in between there. I thought that would be realistic. And then on the other side of the house, the main bedroom part of the house, we have 1 whole bathroom for the children to share and 1 ensuite bathroom for the parents to use. So that's, I felt like that would make sense. And here we're getting started on the parents, or no, not the parents. This is the grandparents' bedroom. So the one that shares a Jack and Jill bathroom with the office space. So this is for the grandparents. I was kind of trying to make it look like they were staying here now because I placed the little suitcase next to the dresser. I thought that was super cute. And here I tried to combine some more modern pieces, as you can see, with some more traditional looking pieces. I was definitely thinking that the dresser that I'm using from, or the wardrobe that I'm using from the movie stuff pack, the movie hangout stuff pack, I thought that was definitely thrifted, or maybe that was a piece that was already in the house when they first purchased it, when it was basically just it really, really needed some renovations. It was basically just a dump back then. But maybe this wardrobe was already there and they kind of refurbished it a little bit. maybe put it back together and then they decided to reuse it. I thought that was cute. And I think I actually used another one of these. Wait, no, maybe I didn't. I think I first placed another one of those in this office space that we're starting on right now, where I'm placing the Murphy bed. But I think I swapped it out for a one of the smaller dressers or wardrobes that came with the Growing Together pack. We'll see that in a second here. But here you can see very snugly I placed this Murphy bed. I thought that was really cute. And I also wanted an office space in this part of the house. So it's pretty squeezed and cramped in here, but it looks really cozy. For the rest of this room is pretty empty because obviously you need to have space to pull down the Murphy bed, which is why I decided to go for this smaller wardrobe. I think the Murphy bed, I won't lie, I forgot to play test the Murphy bed. But I think the Murphy bed should be fine. You can pull it down and then I think you can still use it. Maybe for the time being, you might wanna put the desk chair in your inventory or just, you know, get it out of the way for a second, but I don't think it should be an issue at all. If it is, it's an easy fix. And then here we have the desk, just a little bit of a home office. For the storyline for this family, I didn't really have anything too specific in mind. We definitely have 2 parents and then a teenager and a kid. But like for the parents, for example, I don't know what their careers would be. I honestly don't know. I feel like something environment related, but that's also because we got a environment related career with this pack, like with the Island Living pack. So that's naturally what I always feel inspired to do. So I don't really know. I don't really have a specific storyline. But here, this is the other part of the house, basically the bedroom part of the house. We have a little hallway here, basically like a landing area, except it isn't upstairs. It's just on the ground floor, just in a separate part of the house. But we have this hallway section that I still try to make usable or, you know, add a little bit of purpose to it by placing an easel. You could also place the easel outside if you want to do some painting outdoors because the weather is always going to be nice. But yeah, I don't know. I just needed something to fill up the space and I thought an easel was nice and usable. So that's what I went with. And then here we have the parents' bedroom. Can I just say that I love the color scheme in here? I had been using a lot of turquoise, so I kind of wanted to do something a little bit different. So I used this like muted orangey wallpaper in here that is from the I used My Wedding Stories wallpaper throughout the entire build mostly. Also on the exterior, I believe. Because it just comes in these very like muted, like a little bit faded colors that I think just work very nicely for builds here. So yeah, I use this orangey wallpaper and I combine it with this green bed from Seasons. And I think it just looks so cool. I can definitely understand if it's not your cup of tea. Maybe not everyone likes this, but I never get to use this green swatch of the bed. And I felt like it looked so nice with this orange, especially since this is in Sulani. I just really felt like the splash of color was very appropriate. So that's what I went with. And yeah, the parents have a nice built-in wardrobe and they also have an ensuite that I will show you after this people portion of the video. But then here we have the teenager's bedroom. The teenager's room is very pink and blue and teal, and I really like how it came together. I used a bunch of High School Years in here because High School Years came with a furniture set that is very boho inspired, and that just goes hand in hand with the stuff from the Island Living stuff pack or expansion pack. Oh my goodness, so many packs. So yeah, that was very, very fun to combine in here. You can see that I used a bed from High School Years, but then a dresser as well as a nightstand from Island Living, and then I used the hanging clothes and stuff from High School Years, and then I used a desk also from Island Living. I repeated the desk that I used in the office, just in a different swatch because it's just so perfect, you know, it went perfectly with this room, so I kind of had to. And then, oh my goodness, this egg chair in this exact color and then the boho style, it was just all way too perfect for this room. I had so much fun with it. So I placed a little plant in here, and for the teenager, I also didn't really have too much of like traits or personality in mind. It's just a typical teenager's bedroom. It has lots of knickknacks. It has a little bit of a mess on the floor. It has lots of colors. So I definitely feel like this kid, their family isn't originally from Sulani, but this kid, you can tell, is really a child of the islands. They probably weren't born here, but they were mostly raised they basically just grew up here in Sulani. So they have some vague memories of where they used to live before, which was probably, now that I'm thinking about it, the Snowy Escape World, Mount Kumarabi. I think that would be very interesting. But they basically just grew up here. They have their entire life here. They're a child of the island. They love it here. And then they have a little brother, I was thinking, here in this bedroom. This is the smallest bedroom of the house. And I went for a little bit of a pirate theme. This bed from Growing Together has like pirate themed pictures hanging from it. And I thought it was just so perfect. The only thing I don't like is the wood swatch. This is when I want separate swatches, you know, like separate swatches for the frame and for the bedding, because I would definitely have gone for a lighter wood tone, but the pirate pictures were just too perfect, so I had to use them in here. So that's what I did. And then we have some pirate inspired like toy clutter from the Growing Together pack as well. That was just so perfect in here. And then as you can see, I changed the wallpaper to a blue color as well. So everything in here is very blue again. And then I like how that combines with the reddish like wood swatch that I'm using for this room, but it's not my favorite still for this type of house and for this entire like style overall. But I felt like I made it work in the end, so I was very excited about that. And then here, as I was talking about, I was definitely thinking of like indoor outdoor living in a place like this. So we have a lot of stuff going on outside. We basically have a second kitchen here. We have a second living room. We have a pool, all outdoors. So I really like this kitchen section. I really integrated the grill and the bar. And I used some like counter space and stuff, and I think it just goes together. It's not seamless because it's from different packs, but it still looks really good. I'm very happy with how it turned out. I used a lot of the outdoor stuff from the Oasis courtyard. No, the, what is it called? Desert Luxe. Oh my God, I always confuse the two. I use a lot of the Desert Luxe stuff out here because for one, it is perfect for outdoors, and two, it's very modern, but still also cozy looking. So that's what I used a bunch of here outdoors. It's all very matchy-matchy, which made a lot of sense because they renovated this place and they probably purchased all these furniture pieces all at once and they wanted them to match. So that's kind of what I was going for. We have lots of plants. We have a lounge area by the pool. As you can see, we have a seating area and then also a dining chair. This is where I combined some of the more traditional looking Sulani pieces with the more modern stuff from the kit. And I just think it all goes together so nicely. So yeah, we definitely have some indoor outdoor living here, and I really tried to make it very lush with lots of plants. And then here we have a pool. Of course, you can't have a Sulani house without a pool, even though you can't even build pools on the ocean lots, but that's not that big of a deal because you get to swim in the ocean. And this is one of the non-ocean lots. So obviously you want to have a pool, even though the ocean is literally right there. So I feel like it's still very luxurious to have a pool literally overlooking the ocean. You can just walk over there and dip in the ocean if you wanted to. But maybe you don't always want to swim in salt water, you know? Maybe you just want to swim in your pool sometimes as well. It's nice, it's convenient. And then I also placed some more stuff, like some more activities. We have a little swing set here as well, which I thought was cute, like facing the ocean. And then we have these two little porches that I completely forgot I had built for a while there. So here off of the dining room area, we have a little porch with some planter pots and also a nice little outdoor couch. So you can sit there, drink your coffee, read your book or whatever, and also do some gardening. And then here off of the kitchen in the front of the house, I just decided to place another outdoor dining area, like almost like a little breakfast area. And then that is it. So let's jump into the game and I'll show you the house in real time. So here we have the house in the game. I love the facade. You can tell that it's modern, but also it's not like contemporary by any means. It still feels very cozy. So over here in the middle, we have this little tree, and then we have the mailbox and also an outdoor trash can. And over here, as you can see, we have this little porch off of the kitchen with I guess you could call it a third dining area. And then on the side here, we have this little porch with a nice hangout area and some planter pots so you can do some gardening. Over here, we have a swing set overlooking the gorgeous ocean. It's absolutely wild. And then back here, we have the back porch with a bunch of you know, just space to do some chilling and some eating and some cooking and obviously some swimming as well. We have this nice pool that just looks so dreamy in my opinion. But then over here we have the front porch where we have the official front door. We have a bunch of doors leading to the inside of the house, but this is the main official front door. And then here we have another seating area, by the way, just kind of tucked away here. So when we go in, we have this hallway space, like a little entryway space with a couple of wardrobe units for some storage and, you know, just a mirror and a nice little chair on this side. And then you basically enter into the dining living room space. So everything is very open planned here. We have a dining table over here and then the living room over here. I love how colorful but still neutral and muted it is. So we have a nice TV, a little bit of a cluttered coffee table, of course, a bookcase back here, and then the sliding doors basically leading you to the bedrooms, and also a nice upright standing piano over here. Over here we have the office space slash guest bedroom with a Murphy bed, very cozy. I love the pink color of the couch. That just goes very nicely with the space. And then here we have a nice computer desk, and this room shares an ensuite, or Jack and Jill I should say, with the grandparents' bedroom. So this is just your very basic little bathroom. And over here we have a grandparents' room. I love the color scheme in here. This bed is just, it was perfect. So they have some nightstands, wardrobe, suitcase tucked away there, and then just some nice little knickknacks over on this side as well. And then here we have the kitchen. Might be my favorite space of the house. I don't know. There are a lot of things I like about this house, but the kitchen also is very pleasing to the eye. I love the light woods and the clutter. So we have all this counter space and cabinet space up here, and then an island in the middle. And then back here we have some more appliances. So we have the dishwasher, microwave, and also the refrigerator, and an extra table out here that just looks like a very cozy little breakfast table in my opinion. And then over here we have the whole bathroom off of the kitchen. So this is a nice full bathroom. You could even turn this into a laundry space. I decided against that. For some reason, I just wasn't really feeling like including a laundry for this build, but you definitely could place that in here if you wanted to. Then when we cross the porch, I guess, we enter into this area of the build, which is where we have the main bedrooms of the house. So we have a landing space, or just a hallway space, I guess, with some built-in storage and just a mirror and some old paintings kind of like put away there. Then over here we have an easel and some paintings and just some decor here to fill up the space a little bit. But first, over here, all the way on the left, we have the parents. It's very colorful. I can understand if this color scheme isn't for everyone, but I personally really enjoy this one. So we have a green bed and then just a lot of orange as well. I love this little love seat. It really matches the bed nicely, even though it's from a completely different pack. They have a TV in here because it just fit nicely. And then they have a built-in wardrobe here and an ensuite. So this is basically just my classic bathroom layout. Very simple, but nice nonetheless. Same goes for this bathroom. It's the exact same layout, just the doors placed a little differently, but for the rest, it's the exact same. And this is the whole bathroom for the children to use. So over here we have the teens room. This one is very messy, and this color scheme is very pleasing to me as well. It's just, you know, a little bit more on the messy side of things. So they have their dresser here with a bunch of knickknacks and also some clothes hanging. And then this just a very messy corner. Their desk where they probably do all their homework. I thought this computer was so fitting. I keep forgetting this one exists, but it's perfect. The tablet with a little keyboard. It's so cute. So that's the teen. And then over here we have the kid, very blue all of a sudden. I felt a little bit bad because they definitely have the smallest room, but I feel like this kid would enjoy that kind of. So they have their little pirate themed room, which I thought was very fitting for a child growing up in Sulani. So that's basically why I chose it. Turns out we do have some island or pirate themed clutter. So yeah, I could basically just go wild with that in here. But yeah, that is basically it for this house. So this island family home is up on the gallery. I just uploaded it. It's pretty expensive. It comes in at just over 121,000 simoleons, but it makes sense. It's completely gutted, completely renovated, big generations family home. It's basically a villa. So it kind of makes sense. It has 5 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, and I built it on a 40 by 30 in the world of Sulani. So if you want to place it in your game, then that is where it goes. But that's going to do it for today's video. So I really hope that you enjoyed this one. You can obviously go ahead and download this house off the gallery. My username on the gallery is Simmary Sims. You can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram and on TikTok if you'd like. My username on there is Simmary Sims as well. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, feel free to do so. And if you want to be notified of every single time I upload a video, just click that little bell icon and you should be fine. I also live stream over on Twitch a few times a week. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and give me a follow over on twitch.tv/SimmarySim. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!